All right, you ready? All right, quick little update for Miss Izzy. She already had a really great foundation with Puppy Camp with Deanna. So the first couple of days, just revamping her marker inquisition. So marker is going to be a word that marks a moment in time that I like something that she does, and for her, that's going to announce the arrival of food. So it's going to create an association between the two events. So that way, whenever she hears the word, the marker, she will expect food, and then theoretically, whatever behavior she's doing when she hears a marker, she's going to be more likely to repeat in the future. And then we just have a couple of different markers that have different meanings as far as expectation within behavior. So the first one I always start out with, that Deanna started out with also, is our yes marker. Excuse me. Yes just means, hey, I like what you did, come take something from me. So yes, she knows that she can come take food. So when she hears that word, I don't expect her to do anything within behavior anymore. She could come out of behavior and take food. And I typically start out with that one when shaping new behaviors, when I'm not really expecting her to hold a behavior just because she's not quite sure of what the behavior is yet. So I don't want to force her to remain in something that she's not 100% sure of. So it allows me to get a bunch of reps in so I can create a really positive response to doing certain things. So if I ask her to sit, yes, she can come out of that sit to take food from me, and then I can go back into sit, yes, take food from me. We can just repeat it a bunch of times. Then we have our duration marker, which is going to be the word good. So if I say sit, good, the moment her butt hits the ground, and then I can bring food to her, so I can pay her within behavior, good. And this just allows me to build that duration and put value in her remaining behavior, and because I'm bringing the food to her, good. She doesn't need to come out of behavior to get it. Good, and then, okay, is a terminal marker, you can come out of behavior now. Good job. So I want her having a solid response to the word and not any movements. So you'll see me start to neutralize any types of movements that I do. I might fake reach into my treat pouch. I want her responding to the word and not me giving the food. So I don't want it to be yes, or excuse me, yes, like that. I want it to be yes, and then movement. That way, when we're in situations where maybe she's not looking at me, and I want to reward her, if she's only responding to my movements, it's going to be potentially a missed opportunity. Versus, yes, she knows that word, she's responding to the word, and then I can pay the exact moment in time that she shows me something that I like and I want her to repeat. Yeah. So if I say sit, good, I can then add in movements. So again, I'm neutralizing anything that I do, good. And she's learning how to remain in behavior while things happen. Nope, sit, good, around her. Now I'm at the stage, good, where I'm adding in rules through leash pressure. Okay, so I always teach my dogs how to respond to leash pressure so that I can build reliability within behavior. So right now in the learning phase, okay, I can say sit, good. As I apply leash pressure, as soon as she goes into behavior, that pressure comes off, and then we switch back to positive reinforcement. And that's teaching her how to remove the pressure. Dogs typically will resist pressure unless we teach them otherwise. So it's the same thing if you're standing up and I go push on your shoulder, you're gonna lean into it to avoid falling over backwards. Dogs do the same thing. So I want her to understand what leash pressure is asking, and that way when we're in situations where I'm not the highest motivator and she's not as interested in me, if I use my leash, I want that to be something that she knows how to respond to so that I can still get her to do the behavior. Yes, like that. So she was pulling over there. I can bring her back into behavior, sit, good, and have that follow through. Very good. If she doesn't know how to respond to leash pressure, then it's typically an additional source of stress when she's already maybe confused, overstimulated, whatever the reason, and I'm trying to get her to do something. Like for instance, if I am walking outside and I accidentally kick a pebble, she's like, I gotta go chase it, or a leaf blows by. She's very highly motivated by little things moving around on the ground, and I want to be able to communicate with her. Nope, she has to stay with me. Last week, when I was doing that, she typically just ignored that pressure and leaned into it and was trying to drive over to those things. I want to teach her that when this happens, yes, that it can bring on a reinforcer for me, and she can make that pressure go away by turning into its source. Right? A behavior that we're working on with her right now is her jumping up. So I always like to tackle it couple of different ways and bring them together. So the first thing is teaching her an out. So I'll say the word out, step into her space, and then toss a treat behind her. So she's just kind of learning that muscle memory of moving backwards when she hears the word. Hi, out. Get it. I didn't say it. Out. So you see she's kind of looking backwards because she's used to doing that. It's still a newer behavior. Another thing is really simply, if she's running up to you, she's excited to see you. We already know that she likes to jump. That's a thing that she enjoys doing. Typically what people do is they kind of move backwards a little bit to avoid the jump, or avoid claws. But really I want to use a little bit of spatial pressure. So, Izzy, hi! I'll step into her space, good girl, and you'll see that she kind of halts a little bit. She alters her pace towards me, and that's me communicating in a way that she understands. I'm using body language, and I'm being a little bit assertive to ask for space so that she's not jumping up on me. So just a little thing that I like to do to help her understand that I have boundaries and I have expectations of when I want her to come into my space or not. So if I want her to come over to me, hi girl, I can soften my tone, and I can come down here and pet her. And if she starts getting really animated, I'm just gonna stand up straight and maybe take a step into her just to kind of communicate, hey, you're getting a little bit too animated. Yesterday we started doing stuff out front, so we're leaving the training room where I was able to go with her a little bit quicker just because she already had her puppy camp stuff. So most of the marker and position was done with Deanna, so we're able to move into the little bit more advanced stuff. So I'm really trying to help her understand leash pressure and where I want her to be within a heel, and helping motivate her so that she's not everything isn't such a novelty to her outside. So lots of luring into her heel position. Hey, Izzy. So we're gonna do this. Let's go. Flip into that heel. Good. So I'm using that good marker because I want her to hang out there. If she breaks out of it, nope. Leash pressure back into that sit. Good. Pressure comes off. Let's go. Good. And I can pay her within behavior. Good. So right now, as far as duration goes, good. I'm paying pretty frequently. Good. I'm rewarding a lot of contact or eye contact up with me. Good. If she starts to drop her nose and chase something, I just do little taps back up into my space. If she gets ahead of me, good. Then I'm at this stage, I'm just gonna stop moving and guide her back into her heel. Let's go. Good. And then auto sits. Good. So we started all of this in the training room, where there wasn't a lot of distractions. Good. And now we're moving to out front, like I said before. Very good. Okay. And then we have her. Whoa. Place. Good. Neutralizing things like dropping the leash. Good. Good. All of these things are something that she might respond to, and I'm teaching her. Good. I want her to keep remain in behavior until she hears the word okay, which is again the terminal marker. Yeah. Out. Yes. Very good. Very nice. So she's moving along really nicely. Like I said, she already had a great foundation with her puppy camp. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer those. Otherwise, she's doing great. Yeah.